Hi everyone, my name's Chris, and today I'm going to give you an overview of the 2022 to 2023 recruitment process. Alongside me, I've got Stuart Johnson. Okay, so what is recoupment? Recoupment is the method of adjusting the dedicated schools grant to reflect that the department pays funding to academies directly. The department initially allocates all DSG to local authorities so they can set a local formula that covers academies and maintains schools. We then deduct or recoup the amount calculated for academies from local authorities' DSG so the department can pay it directly. We use the data provided by local authorities on their authority pro forma tools to calculate recoupment, and recoupment is based on the financial year. For converting academies that opened after the 11th of January 2022, we ask authorities to show these schools as maintained schools on the APT. In the majority of cases, this will mean that the estimated business rates shown in the APT will not include National Non-Domestic Rates, or NNDR relief. We will therefore reduce the amount we recoup to include NNDR relief. We will recoup 20% of column AI on the new ISB tab of the APT. Where local authorities have provided growth fund payments to academies in the 2021 to 2022 academic year, they are required to continue these payments to the end of August 2022. To provide the authority with the funding to make these payments, we will provide a recoupment adjustment for the amount entered into the recoupment tab of the APT. Growth funding enables local authorities to support schools with significant in-year pupil growth, which is not otherwise immediately recognised by the lagged funding system. Local authorities may also retain a small fund to support schools with falling rolls. So where a school converts to academy status on or before the 1st of April 2022, no dedelegation can take place. Where a school converts on or after the 2nd of April 2022, up to and including the 1st of September 2022, the authority can retain any dedelegated funding for that academic year. Where schools convert to academy status on or after the 2nd of September 2022, and up to and including the 31st of March 2023, the authority can retain any dedelegated funding for the remainder of the 22 to 23 financial year. This will help service providers plan their future operations. Dedelegation applies only to maintained schools. Where services are able to be dedelegated, services have to be approved by the schools forum, and if approved, the funding will be removed from the maintained schools budgets before the final budgets are set. And some examples of dedelegated services are things such as contingencies, including schools in financial difficulties, behavioural support services, free school meals eligibility, insurance, museum and library services, licenses, subscriptions, and also things like staff cost supply covers, for example, long-term sickness, maternity, trade union, and public duties. So recoupment calculation updates. We write to each authority several times during the year to provide their recoupment calculations. These dates are shown on the screen. So we write out in April, July, September, November, January, and March. And these dates are also shown online on the gov.uk website with other information such as guidance and calculation examples. So in-year adjustments to recoupment, what we call anomalies. When a change is needed to the funding recoup for an academy, this must be done via the anomalies process. The APT is a source data for the recoupment calculations. However, there are occasions when the calculation needs to be amended. So an anomaly can be made for scenarios such as an LA needs to make an amendment to their APT data. An LA has made growth fund payments to an academy that they need to be reimbursed for. An academy is closed and the funding needs to be returned to the LA for the remainder of the financial year. Things like when an academy has received a bill from the LA to pay for the dual use of a council-run sports hall. There's also LA front-loading of PFI payments, which cause academy payment shortfalls for the period from April to August for the academic year. And this list can go on depending on different circumstances, and each list is assessed on merit with a clear audit trail. So some common issues that we see each year with rates, due to how we have our calculations set up to cover all academies, we cannot differentiate for voluntary aided and foundation schools. If these schools have converted after January 2022, the LA will automatically apply 80% relief, and then the ESFA will apply the 20% again. The easiest way to rectify this issue is via the anomaly process, and these cases are few and far between. Growth funding. So this may be omitted from the original APT submission, or the in-year growth funding payments made by the LA now need to be claimed back from the ESFA. We get some queries regarding recoupment calculations. So one thing to note is that recoupment is always calculated in days rather than the number of months. And also closures. We receive queries asking where we have entered a negative anomaly, or why we've entered a negative anomaly. Although the school may have not officially closed yet, because we've not received the deed of determination, we know that in fact it has. So we stopped paying the academy on the 31st of August, and therefore it doesn't seem justifiable to suspend payment but continue recoupment. So we adjust recoupment for the remaining 7 months of the financial year, but this is always calculated in days. So that's just a very short presentation and overview of the recoupment process. So thank you very much for joining this short presentation. More detailed information, as I said, is available on the gov.uk website. We have our full guidance on there, examples of calculations. That's all on the website. Alternatively, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us using the ESFA online contact form.